So today's project, we're going to work on this tree over here. So this was a big dead oak tree. My horses have been kind of liking to stand right up here in this fence row, and this tree's been dead for a while, so I was a little concerned it might fall on them. So I went ahead and cut it down. Yesterday I brought the tractor in with the bucket, and I kind of cleared off a little pad of the snow to where I was going to lay that tree down. Today we're going to cut it all up, and I'm going to show you guys the carry-all that I put together and the purpose of why I built this the way I did. We're going to cut up this tree a little bit, try out the carry-all, and we're just going to have a little fun. So here's a little look at the carry-all. So I just used 2x12 lumber to kind of frame it all out. I've got a little tailgate down here that's removable. Got my splitting maul and my axes and everything over here on this side. You can see the chainsaws up on the back. Just some simple little tool storage. This stuff over here, I've got the shovel, the rake. That's going to be more for, like, at the very end, all these little bitty pieces of wood. I may have to wait for the snow to melt to do that, but I'll kind of rake it all up and use the shovel to throw it all up in there. But we've just got some little tool storage. As you can see here, I've got a chain down on the bottom. This little box, my son wanted a golf ball holder. So this property, we find golf balls all over the place down here. So he wanted a little golf ball holder, so we made him one of those. I've just got a tape measure in there. But yeah, this is just kind of how I put my carry-all together. The purpose of this one is for firewood. So you can see it's a big, nice open space. I tried to build it, you might be able to see it right here, to where it's basically about ½ an inch narrower than the width of my tractor. I didn't want it to stick out any more than the tractor, so this is just kind of a quick little overview of what I've got going on. But I'm going to set you guys down and we're going to get started cutting up on this tree. So at the very beginning, I just cut off a big chunk down at the bottom, and I'm just going to use that as a chopping block. Now, This wood's pretty dead. I don't know how long that tree's been standing there dead, but a long time. So I expect this to split pretty easy. So I'm just going to use an axe, not a maul. The axes are just a lot lighter, easier to swing for a long period of time, and we got a decent amount of wood to split today. So I'm going to use our axe, and we're going to get started and see how easy this is to split. So as I expected, it all split pretty easy. Now this was one of the just single limbs sticking out, so I know as we get closer to the trunk it'll get a little bit harder, but didn't need to swing hard. It's super easy. Red oak's pretty easy to split in general, and with how dry this stuff, speaking of, let me see, I'm curious how dry this is, because I bet we could burn this right now. Like I said, this tree's been dead for quite a while. Well, we've bought this property a year and a half ago, and the tree was dead well before we bought the place. So let's just see. Yeah, we're only at 17% moisture content. So yeah, it's reading 17 pretty well all the way across it. Oh, we got a 14 here. So yeah, this stuff's dry. I know that a lot of people talk about the differences in green wood and wet wood and everything. You can go watch other videos if you want. I'm just out here working. But yeah, this stuff's dry enough. I figured it would be. I'll be curious to see if it's any wetter down towards the trunk, because you know the trunk is where the moisture is absorbed from, bottom up, but pretty cool. I wanted to see, I might actually take some of this stuff into the shop and get ready to burn it sometime this week. But yeah, it's already dry enough. This is that tailgate I was talking about. I can just take it off. Makes it easy for loading and unloading, just one less thing in the way. I'm cutting all these pieces around 15, 16 inches long. And if my measurements are correct, I should be able to stack 2 rows of firewood in the carry-all. And that's just about the size that I like to keep for firewood. But there we go, one limb down. This is, like I said, the main purpose of why I built the carry-all is going to be for cleaning up around the property, using it to split, carry away firewood, and so far I really like it. I've used it once. What little bit of treetop or like little limbs were around this when it initially fell, I threw it all in there, and I've got an old stump up by the shop that I'm trying to burn out, and I dumped all that on the stump and lit it on fire. But this is going to be the main focus. We got one limb down. Let's keep going. pretty cool. It's kind of like a little wishbone. Let's see if we can split it. So as you can see, I am able to get 2 rows of wood. I'm going to continue to stack it, but once I got that bottom row in place, I went ahead and put the tailgate back on, because that tailgate is a very, very snug fit. Without that tailgate, these sides lose a little bit of their, structure. So I didn't want to keep stacking wood and it pushed the sides out to the point where I couldn't get the tailgate on. It didn't seem to give me any issues going back on, but I could see it to where if I were to go ahead and stack the whole thing that I might have issues with that. But either way, I'm super happy with it. I think it's going to save me a lot of time. For anyone wondering, these real nasty, knotty pieces like that, you may have seen it. I grabbed the maul and I hit it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. If it's not going to be easy to split, I'm not going to fight it. I have no problem grabbing the chainsaw and just cutting that in half. As long as those knotty pieces are small enough to fit in the door of my wood stove in my shop, I'll just throw them in there like that. That'll burn just fine. This wood's so dry, I don't really need to split it too small. I do like splitting them to about that size for general burning, but yeah, a real knotty piece, I'm not going to fight it. I've seen guys just sit there and hit and hit and hit. I'm not going to do that. I enjoy doing this. I don't enjoy hitting a knot with a maul 37 times to get a crack that wide. So I like to just do it the way I enjoy doing it. This is a lot of fun for me. I'm a firm believer in, if you're young enough and you're able enough to get out here and cut wood and split wood, you should do it. It's great, kind of gets you up, keeps you going. As you can see, it's a nice day. Yes, it's very cold. There's snow everywhere, but like I mentioned yesterday, I came out and just kind of cleared a lot of the snow. We got like, I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 8 inches of snow. So I just took the bucket on the tractor and kind of smoothed it all out real good before I cut the tree down. That way I'm not walking around in 8 inches of snow. And honestly, it's a really nice day. I don't know what the temperature is, probably 25 or 30. But with the sun out, I'm probably gonna have to take my jacket off. It's getting hot out here. But yeah, I just enjoy cutting wood, and then it works. My shop, it's got a big wood stove in it. We've got a fireplace in the house. We burn a lot of wood. We don't need to burn wood in the house. We just like a fire, so it keeps me out. It keeps me out here, keeps me active, and we're kind of accomplishing a lot of things. It's keeping me going. It's a little bit of a workout if you do it a lot. I'm gonna try to get this whole tree done, cut and split up today. I don't know what time it is. It's probably, I don't know, I'd guess around 11 o'clock. So we gotta get going. It gets dark around here around 6 right now. So we're gonna keep cutting, splitting, and having some fun. We've got our first full load on here. Everything still feels super solid. Like I said, I was a little concerned with the sides pushing out, but I think with this tailgate, the way I've got it built and kind of locking the bottom in, everything seems super solid. I plan on doing kind of a full walkthrough of the build that I did, but I want to kind of put it through its paces a little bit, because some of the things that I found that I like the idea of, I want to test them out and make sure they are durable and going to last before I show you guys. And because I don't want anybody to look at what I did and go out and buy something if after I use it for a little bit it ends up being a piece of crap. But either way, I'm super happy with it. This right here is going to save me a ton of time. I used to either have to use the forks on the tractor and just cut the logs into big lengths and then haul it up to the shop and split it up there. And I'm trying to minimize the amount of driving back and forth on the fields that I do. And I think this is going to save me a lot. I can still use the forks, and I might, towards the butt of the log, I might still cut that in a big chunk and take it up to the house or to the shop and split it up there, just because I don't have a ton of room over there. And where it's at, there's a lot of overhanging tree limbs from the trees around it. And then I don't really want to take those giant chunks from all the way over there to over here to split it. So I may still cut that into a big chunk, throw it on the forks and take it up. But this is going to be a wonderful tool to use. I grew up on a farm. I've had the privilege of using a lot of different attachments and farm equipment, I guess you could say. And I didn't even know about a carry-all for the longest time. And I saw a bunch of videos of guys building them, and I had to have one. So I built one. I've got it set up, I think, the way that's going to work best for me. If you guys want to see like a full walkthrough of the build, let me know. But I'm going to take this first load up to the shop, get it unloaded, come back, start cutting some more. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we'll see you on the next one.